Welcome to second part of ISO 27001-2022 Advanced Level course. We are going to deep dive into ISO IEC 27001-2022, understanding the standard in detail, looking to implement or manage an ISO 27001 compliance security system. In our previous discussion, we introduced the standard and its significance in cybersecurity compliance and risk management. Now we will delve deeper into its core structure, risk assessment framework, and controls in detail. If you're an information technology professional, security officer, or business owner looking to implement, manage, or enhance an information security management system, this session is for you. Course objective. This course offers advanced training and follows our ISO 27001-2022 beginner's guide aimed at providing a detailed analysis of the standard. We will discuss information security management system scope, risk management, Annex SL, Annex A controls and real-world applications. What makes ISO 27001-2022 distinct? ISO IEC 27001-2022 is not just another information technology security guideline. It is a comprehensive security framework that enables organizations to proactively manage information risks. What's new in the ISO 27001-2022 update? A stronger emphasis on risk-based thinking, greater focus on real-world cyber threats, simplified controls in Annex A, reduced from 114 to 93 controls, more streamlined security measures, and better alignment with other ISO standards information. Security Management System. Breakdown at the core of ISO 27001-2022 The Information Security Management System, a structured method for managing and protecting information assets. Core components of an information security management system include security policies and governance, formalizing security procedures, risk assessment and treatment, identifying, analyzing, and mitigating threats, security controls implementation, protecting assets, with technical, physical, and procedural measures, compliance and auditing ensuring, adherence to legal and regulatory requirements, continuous improvement, and adapting security practices as risks evolve. An effective information security management system ensures that security measures align with business objectives and continually evolve to address new threats. How to define the ISM's scope? A common mistake organizations make is defining an incorrect scope for their ISMs. The scope determines which assets, processes, and locations fall under ISO 27001-2022 compliance. Steps to define ISM's scope. Identify critical business assets, data, its systems, networks, and intellectual property. Determine organizational boundaries, which departments, teams, or third parties are included. Consider legal, contractual, and regulatory obligations. GDPR, PCI, DSS, HIPAA compliance align with business objectives. Ensure security supports overall company goals. Example, a multinational bank may limit its ISM scope to customer financial data storage systems, while a healthcare company might expand its scope to include all patient records, medical devices, and cloud storage systems. Risk management and threat assessment. A risk-based approach is central to ISO 27001-2022. Organizations must identify, assess, and mitigate risks before they become security incidents. Steps in ISO 27001-2022. Risk management. Identify threats and vulnerabilities, cyber attacks, internal threats, and compliance risks. Assess impact and likelihood. Classify risks as low, medium, or high. Choose a risk treatment option. Accept, transfer, mitigate, or avoid risk. Monitor and improve security controls. Ensure measures remain effective. Business example. An e-commerce platform facing payment fraud risks may implement multi-factor authentication, MFA, and AI-driven fraud detection to reduce incidents. Annex SL ISO 27001-2022 allows for easier integration with ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and others. A new emphasis on leadership, business context, and continuous improvement makes ISO 27001-2022 more flexible, practical, and in line with modern cybersecurity needs. The structural foundation of ISO 27001-2022 follows. Annex Cell, a unified structure shared with other ISO standards, making it easier to integrate with ISO 9001 Quality Management, ISO 14001 Environmental Management, and other standards. Annex SL Clause Structure in ISO 27001-2022, Clause 4, Context of the organization understanding internal and external security challenges. Clause 5, Leadership Commitment, the role of senior management in information security. Clause 6, Risk-based planning, security objectives and risk treatment. Clause 7, Support and resources, employee training and awareness. Clause 8, Operational security measures, defining business security, workflows. Clause 9, Performance evaluation, conducting audits and assessments. Clause 10, Continuous improvement, adapting security measures over time. Why does Annex SL start from Clause 4 in ISO 27001-2022? You may wonder why ISO 27001-2022 starts at Clause 4. What about Clauses 1, 2, and 3? ISO IEC 27001-2022 follows Annex SL, a standardized structure that aligns multiple ISO management system standards like ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and ISO 45001. If you've noticed that the clause numbering starts from Clause 4, skipping clauses 1, 2, and 3, let's break it down. Clauses 1, 2, and 3 are informational sections, non-mandatory. The first 3 clauses in ISO 27001-2022 are not part of the mandatory requirements. They are introductory and provide background information rather than specific compliance obligations. Clause 1, Scope defines what the standard covers and its purpose, stating that the standard applies to any organization, regardless of size, industry, or geography. This helps organizations understand that ISO 27001-2022 is not industry-specific and can be adapted to different business models. Clause 2, Normative references, refers to other relevant ISO standards needed for full understanding, such as ISO IEC 27000, which provides key definitions. This section is standard across all ISO frameworks, but for ISO 27001-2022, it does not reference any mandatory external documents. Clause 3, Terms and definitions, establishes the key terminologies used throughout the standard, including definitions for Information Security Management System, ISMS, risk management, continual improvement, and other key concepts. Important note, these clauses are informational and do not contain auditable requirements, which is why they are not numbered as requirements. Understanding Annex SELELPS, organizations incorporate security into their entire business strategy rather than treating it as a separate function. Annexa controllers. ISO 27001-2022 includes 93 security controls. Annex consists of 93 essential security controls organized into 4 categories: organizational, people, physical, and technological controls; organizational controls, risk management, security governance, supply chain security; people controls, employee training, phishing awareness and threat detection; physical controls, office; security, access control, and CCTV monitoring; technological controls, firewalls, encryption, and endpoint; security, cloud security. Example, a tech company implementing ISO 27001-2022 might enforce multi-layered security, including biometric authentication for employee logins, strict access controls for cloud services, and 24/7 SOC monitoring. Final thoughts and next steps. ISO 27001-2022 is more than just a compliance checklist. It's a proven framework that assists organizations in proactively defending against cyber threats and regulatory challenges. What's next? Learn more about ISO 27001-2022, implementation and certification. Check out our upcoming session on ISO 27001-2022. Intermediate level of audit and compliance best practices. Subscribe for in-depth cybersecurity training and career growth tips. Thank you for joining this training. If you found it valuable, hit the like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what security topics you'd like to explore next.